Move over, kids, because I need to tell you about a hidden gem of a series that is right now on the Nintendo eShop. And you can get the demo, download it right now for free, and then when the game comes out physically, go and buy that, and the game will carry over, plus added bonuses from what I hear. And this game is Valkyria Chronicles number 4. I know what you're thinking, number 4? Whoa, what? I've never even heard of this series, and maybe you have, and if you have, you know it's a good series. And if you haven't, it doesn't matter. They're telling us that this game is kind of like a starting point, kind of like Fallout 3 was a starting point for people. Most people never played Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, but they're willing to jump on the Fallout bandwagon at number 3 and just go forward, and that's what you should do. Jump on the Valkyrie bandwagon right now at number 4, and you got nothing to lose. Now, I'm going to say, if you can, go back and play it. If you have a PlayStation 3, go and play it. That's right. I love this game so much that even after a natural disaster destroyed my PlayStation, I went and bought Valkyria Chronicles just to have, because this game is that good. And then, even though I don't own a PlayStation 4, when it came out, a remaster Steelbook edition came out on the PlayStation 4. I went and bought this because I am just so in love with this series. And then when I found out, years later, that there was an exclusive to the PlayStation Portable, the PSP, I went on Craigslist, found a PSP, and then, after years and years, I was able to track down Valkyria Chronicles number 2, the sequel, exclusive to the PSP, and bought it, played it, loved it. This game series is so good. What about 3, you ask? Well, apparently it's not a success in America enough for America to get the PSP exclusive, so we didn't even get it. America has never seen number 3 with the exception of an English translation by a fan. And this game is pretty popular, I suppose, in Japan, popular enough to even get an anime, but not popular enough for the third one to come in America, and yet it is coming to the Nintendo Switch number 4, and it is on the eShop right now. If you haven't figured it out, I'm highly recommending you get this. This game is just so good. First off, the art. The artwork in this game, oh my gosh. I am not a big artwork person. Now, I can appreciate art, but I don't need great art in order to love a game. And yet, this game's art is almost one of the exceptions, or it makes me fully love this game even more than I already do. It is just beautiful. It's like everything's hand-drawn, water paint. It kind of reminds me of the Wind Waker theory and what will probably happen with Breath of the Wild. Forget trying to be hyper-realistic. Just have a unique art style and it will last the test of time. And I really believe that Valkyria Chronicles artwork will just be some of the best artwork forever in a video game. It will last the test of time. This is a tactical RPG. What does that mean? Well, it's a little different for this game than your typical RPG, turn-based RPG. Basically, you are a squad. You are part of a war going on. It's actually the Second Europa War. This is an alternate World War II era. You have the Imperials versus the Federation, and the Federation is the good guys and the Imperials are the bad guys. You can probably figure out who's who in that scenario in our real life equivalent. Now, it's different in that you have some steampunk elements. If you play the game, there's this element called like Raganog or something. I don't even know what it's called, but it's this blue element, and it kind of is the power source of everything, and the tanks are powered by it. But you can blow up a tank with one shot if you shoot them in their power source, and then you have these lancers in this game who, there's no real equivalent to them in the real world. They have a giant lance that you can shoot a giant missile out and blow up a tank. You have scouts who can run really far. You have shock troops who don't run as far, but they're very powerful and they can take a lot more damage. Then you have your own tank, and then you have mortars, and you have snipers and engineers. It's just there's a lot of elements to the game, and you are put in a battlefield. You are put in a battle, and each battle can range from 15 to 30 minutes, and you just kind of take turns going at it. You start at point A, and then you have a goal, whether it's capture a base, destroy a tank, who knows what it is, but you just send out all your people to do it one at a time. It's a third-person view. He runs out into the battlefield. You then come across an enemy that you want to kill. You run up to that enemy. He might be firing at you at the time, but then you stop. And when you stop, you load your gun. And this is where it becomes kind of turn-based. And now you actually engage the person. If you kill him, good. If you don't, he gets to fire back. All said and done, and you've used up all of your ability to move or fight your turn, it becomes the enemy's turn, and now they get to do everything, and if you're wide out in the open, well, you're probably going to get killed. So it's very strategic. The first couple rounds, it's more like a tutorial. They kind of hold your hand, but I'm telling you right now, I'm at the end of the second chapter in the demo, and I'm finding it very difficult to progress with the letter grade that I want, because this is a game where they do give you a letter grade, and I always want the A, and, well, I've been dying. I've been dying to get that A. So it's just a really fun, interesting game. It is mirroring Valkyria Chronicles #1, the first one, and not in a bad way. Kind of like the Pokemon series, in where each game moves forward, but it's kind of the same at the same time, and you like that. You don't want a new wheel. You're happy with your round wheel, and I'm so glad that Valkyria Chronicles 4 is like #1, in that the gameplay that I fell in love with is the same. The overall feel, the humor, the character development is all the same so far from what I see. Now, it is a little different in that in the first game, you're actually playing kind of like the country from Sweden. You know, this was a neutral country that was invaded, so they were forced to fight. But in this one, you're actually playing the Federation, the world power that was invaded. But at the end of the day, you're playing a squad, and this squad is just a bunch of people from a village just trying to defend their home. So it's really cool. You have a couple characters that must be in battles, but then you have optional characters to put in your battle, and that's where a lot of the side story comes from. If you want to find out more about the game, or you just want to, flush out the stories, you're going to need to put different characters in and test them out to see who goes the best with who, and at the end of each fight, it's kind of like Fire Emblem, where some of the characters like each other better. If the relationship builds, you get more story. So it is a cross of many different games. It just comes together beautifully in Valkyria Chronicles #4, or Valkyria Chronicles the entire series. I highly recommend this. Oh man, if Nintendo could own this series, I would just be... That would be so great. I really hope that we get a Valkyria Chronicles #5. It'll be hard, though, because they're kind of stuck in this Second World War, and they're just doing from a different perspective, and they can only go so far, because Valkyria Chronicles #1 did end the series, so I am interested to see how they play out this side of the story, because I already know how it ends. I mean, I already finished it. But we're going to see it from a different point of view, so who knows? Hopefully, maybe we'll get Valkyria Chronicles hints of #5 out of this, but this is a fresh start. Go and play it right now on the Nintendo eShop. I'm telling you, look at this. I love this game so much. I predominantly buy Zelda stuff, but when a Valkyria Chronicles, anything Valkyria Chronicles comes out, I drop everything and go and get it. You can get pre-orders right now. There's a collector's edition. I think I bought mine on Best Buy. There's one on Amazon as well. But then there's also a GameStop pre-order where you get like this weird dog-shaped hat. I don't really know what that's about, other than there's a dog in the game that wears a dog-shaped hat, and I guess you get that as your pre-order bonus. So I don't know how I'm going to wrangle that. I'm going to have to call in a few favors at GameStop and say, hey, please, can I get that? Because right now I still have my Best Buy Rewards Gamer thing for 20% off, but I really want that hat, because anything Valkyria Chronicles, I want. Such a good series. I'm telling you, get this game. It'll make you think. It'll make you laugh. It is really good. Just a warning, it does have some profanity in it, so you might want to keep the kiddos away. It's not horrible, but I mean, they say the S word, they say the a-hole, there's sexual innuendo, so I had to stop letting my kids watch it. And I was not happy about that. I prefer my games to be either just completely PG or completely Bayonetta, and kids, go to bed, I gotta play this game. Unfortunately, it kind of meets in the middle, so I have stopped letting my kids watch it, but it's not anything like too grotesque. It doesn't really take away from the game, but I just would have rather it not been there. But that is like pretty much my only complaint with this game. The story is great. Some people will complain. Here's a complaint, actually. I have one more that other people will complain about, not me. Sometimes it takes a while to get to the actual combat. I noticed that there was one time where it's like episode, cutscene, dialogue, episode, and then okay, now I can battle. So that was a little frustrating, but I'm just so in love with the series that I was welcoming everybody back. I was welcoming back the universe that I could dive into, so I didn't really mind. But I could see other people actually carrying that. It's like takes forever to get to the actual gameplay, but just enjoy it because these characters, they're really cool, they're really nice. So it is dangerous to go alone, everyone. Please share this video with a friend, dislike, all that good stuff. Also, click the bell. You get notifications when I do a new video. And comment below if you're going to get Valkyria Chronicles. Actually, just get it. It's a demo. Get the demo at least. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Have a great day, everyone.